This is another episode of Standup Comedy, your host and MC, celebrating 40-plus years on the fringe of show business. Stories, interviews, and comedy sets from the famous and not so famous. Here's your host and MC, Scott Edwards.
Hi and welcome. We have another terrific show for you. As you know, I like bringing some of the best stand-up comedy to you each and every week. This week, our show title is The Triad of Comedy. And one of my favorite formats is a 3-headliner format, and we are not going to be disappointed in this week's show. Our closing headliner, a very funny gentleman and the only 2-time winner of the San Francisco Comedy Competition, Don Friesen, will be ending up this show. And coming up in the second position, a terrific headliner who is a regular at my club, the very funny Steve Smith. And right now, we're going to start things off with our first headliner. This first comic is one of our regulars back in the 80s and was very popular back then. In fact, in 1984, he was in the movie Where Are the Boys? He made many television appearances on Evening at the Improv, but really he's famous for being Mr. Bullhorn. That's right. He is a headliner. He used a bullhorn to exaggerate situations. It was always very funny. You're going to hear it right now. Hey, let's get this show started. Our first headliner in the Triad of Comedy, it's Glen Super.
Thank you very much. When I first moved out to Los Angeles, I got a job as a bartender, make a few extra dollars. You know what I'm talking about. And when you work as a bartender, you have to get there really early and cut the lemons and the limes and kind of set the bar up and everything. And these alcoholics, these bums, these derelicts, they'd be banging on the doors for me to open up and serve them a drink, right? Well, I would take Mr. Bullhorn and put these people in their place.
Attention, drunks. We will serve no wino before it's time.
You know, me and Mr. Bullhorn are doing a commercial. Goes something like this. You got stains on your collar? Well, don't wash it out. Shout it out.
Get out of my shirt.
Last time I was on the show, I mentioned that I date the daughters of famous people. And last time I was able to wrangle a date with Vidal Sassoon's daughter, Baboon Sassoon. Very hairy girl. It took her 4 hours to blow dry her body. And then I went out with Ralph Nader's daughter. You know, the consumer advocate, Ralph Nader? Denominator. I went to pick her up, parked my Pinto 4 blocks away so you wouldn't see it. Went there, met Ralph Nader at the door. He said, "Hi, Miss Nader. Let me see that candy you brought my daughter." "Why, these contain the chemicals myosin, diosin, biosin, triosin. These very chemicals have caused laboratory Koreans to go deaf." Took her on a date. Went to a drive-in movie, right? I'm sitting there, got my arm around her. I said, "Dinama, I'd really like to kiss you. Would you mind removing your gas mask?" I unhooked her bra and the warning buzzer went off. So I'm leaving the date, going 95 miles an hour down the street, and this cop pulls me over. You know, out in L.A., cops have bullhorns on top of their cars. And he goes,
All right, want pull over, please?
well, luckily I had Mr. Bullhorn with me.
Pull over yourself, jerk.
I came back 2 days later. The cop was still sitting there. You people at home, don't try this with motorcycle cops. You see, motorcycle cops all think they're macho. They all think they're hip. They all think they're Eric Estrada from Chips. Of course, in Buffalo, there are no motorcycle cops because they'd be called Buffalo Chips. In Idaho, they're called potato chips. And in Mexico, Fritos. Anyway, this motorcycle cop, really conceited guy. I mean, he wore those mirrored sunglasses with the mirrors on the inside. This guy really thinks he's macho. He's wearing a black leather jacket. He has a tattoo saying "Born to Ticket." He's drinking a can of Pennzoil, playing with his dipstick. You know, really thinks he's Mr. Gives me a ticket, doesn't walk back to his motorcycle. He swaggers back to his motorcycle. I grabbed Mr. Bullhorn and blasted him.
Attention, chiphead. Why don't you grow up and buy a car?
How fast was I going? I was driving a Chrysler K car. They should rename that car the Chrysler P car. It leaks. How can I describe my brother Drew's car to you? Let's say he bought it from somebody of Hispanic heritage, and the car is basically blue with a green fender, an orange trunk, a sunroof, a moonroof, no roof. The back wheels are jacked up to here. There are white Chanel bowls around all the windows, and he drove it a half a mile and was arrested for illegally operating a float. I love floats. I love parades. I love to heckle the beauty queen.
Attention, beauty queen. There are jelly stains on your dress.
I am dating a girl right now. This girl would be a beautiful beauty queen. I mean, she's a cheerleader from Beverly Hills High School. And the weird thing about it is in Beverly Hills, the high school cheerleaders don't quite cheer. They nag. Come on, can't you score? Boy, our team stinks. Daddy, buy them a touchdown. I was sitting in the stands. They yelled, do a cartwheel, witch. I can't. I got cramps. Go ask the maid to do it. I know one cheer. It goes like this. Hope I remember it. Gucci, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Pierre Cardin is what I have on. This girl would make a great soldier, like a Private Benjamin. And actually, there are over 150,000 women in the armed forces today. Any of you girls Marines? Or the lady back there with the crew cut doing the push-ups. Great. Okay. I only brought that up because there really has not been an Army song written that includes the ladies. Do you agree with me? I think it's about time we had a female Army song, and I wrote it. Thank you, ma'am. It's entitled The Battle Her of the Republic. When Joni comes marching home again, hoorah, hoorah, with her helmet and her bulletproof bra, the general thinks that she's the best, keeps pinning medals on her chest, and we'll all be there when Joni comes marching home. Okay, girls, clap along. This is your song. Come on, girls. Well, she got drafted while still in her teens. She gave up Jordache jeans for olive greens, lost the 3 stripes on her sleeve, 'cause she got pregnant while on leave. And we'll find out who the father is when Joni comes marching home.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Glen Super, Mr. Bullhorn, the only headliner I know that ever used a bullhorn to get laughs on stage. A very funny guy. I do want to report that sadly he passed away in 2001, but we had the opportunity to work with him back in the 80s, and after some movies and TV shows, very fun guy to hang out with, and you could always hear him with the bullhorn. All right, coming up next, this next gentleman was another one of our favorites through the 80s and 90s. He worked the club many, many times. You've heard him before on this podcast. He is a regular favorite and is also part of the Recovery Comedy Network. He was in recovery, had a little bit of an issue with drugs and drinking, pulled himself out of it. Now he gives back to that community. Very funny guy. I know you'll enjoy this. I do want to point out the audio on this is a little weaker. It comes from back in the 80s, and we weren't able to record everything in pristine condition. But the comedy is there, and I know you'll enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, very, very funny comic. Let's enjoy some comedy from our next headliner, Steve Smith.
You know what I miss? I miss service station. I miss the old service station. The old service station was great. There was no full-serve, self-serve crap. It was just a service station. You just pulled up at the pump, rolled down your window, and waited for Goober to come out. Yeah. Can I pump your gas? Yes. Now we got all these gas stations / convenience stores. It's supposed to be convenient to get gas there. It's not, is it? No, it's not convenient. It takes 5 hours to get gas there. You pull up the pump and you go, okay, got to pump my own gas. I've learned how to do this. So you get out of your car, walk around the car, you grab the pump, stick it in your car, and nothing comes in. Because we have to pay first. I know that obnoxious sign. Please pay first. Please pay first. Please pay first. See, that's the adult version of eat your vegetables. And you do. You turn into a kid again. You start to whine. Oh, I gotta pay first. I don't want to pay first. Hey! Turn the pump on! I got money. The guy's in there going, I think he likes you. No! A gas pump. So now you got to go in there. It's not a gas station anymore, is it? No, it's a grocery store. It's a store. And every time I go in there, I have $5 in my hand. I just want gas. I'm tired. I want to go home. $5. I want to go home. I get in line behind some guy from Oklahoma. And he's decided to do his winter shopping in there. You ever get behind this guy? Oh, let's see here. Oh, I'll have a case of Twinkies, some hats, some bumper stickers, a Slim Jim beef jerky, Cheetos, Fritos, Doritos. I'll have a condom, extra small. Who would have guessed? You can't even hear him anymore. He just sounds like... I wonder if I can kill this guy. So you finally get up there and you pay your money. $5, pump number 12, turn it on. I'll come back in here, kill you. Okay? You get back out your car, you grab the pump, stick it in your car. Cool, $5, I'm out of here. Here we go, $5. I get to go home now. $5, I'm out of here. Then it gets to about $4.75, $4.85, and it slows down. Yeah, why? It's the 90s. We have modern technology. Why can't I go to $5 and shut up? No, it's just going to piss you off just a little bit more. You know, all of a sudden, this pump turns on.
481.
May, June, July. And when it slows down like that, everything around you slows down, doesn't it? Your whole life slows down. People are running by you going, getting gas?
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our second headliner, Steve Smith, a very funny guy, a regular at the clubs, and always enjoyed hanging out with him. He worked for me for many years. Hey, let's get to our third headliner. This gentleman's very special. He was a 2-time winner of the San Francisco Comedy Competition, has done a lot of television, but more importantly, he's produced his own concerts very successfully around the country, and you'll hear why right now. One of the funniest on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Don Friesen.
I heard we're going to have talking appliances in the next couple of years. You'll be able to talk to your kitchen. Is that going to help our lives? Lights on, coffee perk, microwave, look alive. When I say cook, you say how hot. The blender and the toaster will keep you up on that. What's that? What? Were you losing weight? Nah, the fridge is pissed. Told him to chill out, he took it wrong. Now we're going to couples counseling. So all I need is a blender with issues, you know? End up sitting with your toaster on the Dr. Phil show. So you're just saying you just want to come home, have your bread all hot and ready to go, all buttered up. Hey, no, I understand. I'm a man. The guys never see that coming. Like, yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Who do you think you are? You're like a Dr. Phil alarm clock. Wouldn't that be great? You know, because seriously, how can you sleep through that every morning? You need to wake up. 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 Yeah. Hit the snooze more than twice, it says, "What were you thinking?" I mean, what in the Jiminy Jack Christmas did I miss to turn off to Crazy Town here? You can put wings on a pig, but that still don't make it a chicken, all right? If. Sometimes he's so exasperated he can't even get his words out. Now, how, if, now, how, now, brown cow? What were you thinking? It's the Dr. Phil remix. You need to break it down. If you're trying to line up your ducks, your chickens have flown the coop. You got a gopher by the tail. You don't know which way to swing it. You can't milk a donkey if you don't have a bucket, all right? Guys are crying too, like, he's right, man. I think we just had a breakthrough here. It's like, so now am I the donkey or the bucket? That's all I need to know. I watch too much TV. Obviously. I watch the news too, but still just for characters, man. I miss Clinton. He was a giver. I mean, he was too easy, you know. Especially at the end, he'd just come out, you know, every other day. I'm sorry, I thought it was in my pants. I didn't know. Oops, there it is. Now, Bush doesn't really get in trouble, but luckily he talks. You can always tell when he's lost in his speech, you know, because he starts squinting into the camera, starts gravitating towards his favorite words. He's like, America's strong, man. I strongly believe the strength of our strongness is so strong. Man, it might actually be our weakness. That's how strong we are. Yeah, we're strong, but we're also compassionate. We're strong and soft. We're like a super absorbent paper towel. If you got a nation that needs liberation, we're the quicker picker-uppers. That's who we are. That's the Americanisticness of Americana-manism. And, what other nation has shiny seas and majestic purplish mountains, red hearts, green clovers, blue diamonds? No wonder those other nations are jealous, man. We are magically delicious. It's very macho, too. Osama, if you're out there, if you're watching, I got 2 words for you. Osama, yo mama. Right. I catch you alone, I will ride you like a donkey at the swap meet. I will bend you like Beckham, man. Ain't gonna be no rematch. You can run, but you can't hide. Unless you got some elaborate network of caves or something. My all-time favorite George Bush is George Bush and Tony Blair giving speeches back to back. Priceless, you know, because they're so different. Tony Blair's very eloquent. He comes out, he's like, we must summon the strength to recognize the inevitability of the challenge that indeed lies before us. And Bush comes out, he's like, man, that goes double for me. Took the words right out of my mouth, Tory, man. I think if we really want to catch Osama, we should send in the croc hunter. Find him in 5 minutes, you know? He'd go in alone. Shh. Oh, I'm here in Bin Laden's secret cave. The place is teeming with Taliban soldiers. I've got no backup whatsoever. Oh, I'm a little nervous. I probably shouldn't be here. Everyone else is wearing robes and I'm in shorts. Oh, crikey, Nike Dikeys, there he is. He's about 3 feet away. I'm gonna move in a little closer. It's never close enough for this guy, is it? I can feel his hot, sticky breath on my neck. I'm gonna move in a little closer. No matter how scaly or slimy the creature is, he always, oh, he's a beaut. And then he's, of course, he's got to pick it up. Look at that! He's pissed. I'm gonna move in a little closer. Oh, I'm gonna be careful not to get tangled up in his beard or it's all over. I am wasting my college degree right before your eyes. Anybody want it? You can have it. Take over payments. Anyone? Put an ad on eBay. Business degree, like new, hardly used. Delete, delete, delete. Never used. Business. What a joke. I learned to buy low, sell high. From a textbook that cost me $60. Sold it back for $3. Watch out, world, here I come. College is tough, though, because you don't know what you want to be in college. It's a gamble. It's like a big poker game, you know? Every semester they keep raising the tuition. You in? I'm in. Got nothing else going. I'll see your lack of clear-cut goals, and I'll raise you the best years of my life. How's that? Yeah, it's true. I should have done better in investing, though. I lost a lot of money in that tech little bubble thing we caught. I have the strategy. I like to buy when it's peaking and then ride it all the way down. Like Slim Pickens in Doctor Strangelove. Yeehaw! I could have got out when it was halfway down, but I ain't no quitter. I kept thinking it was going to come up. I was like, come up, right? Yeah, it's got to come up, right, you know? I was totally in denial. I was like the Black Knight from the Holy Grail. You've just lost $12,000. No, I didn't. It's just a flesh wound. It'll come back up any minute. Right, I'll do you for that. You're flat broke. Now stand aside. Oh, I see you running away, eh? Come back here, I'll buy on margin. Some of you got that? Some of you look at me like I just shot a joke at you in the Matrix. I was just so broke in college, you know. I'm doing better now, but my credit was horrible. You ever talk to those collection agents? They would scare me on the phone, intimidate me. They acted like they're working for the mob or something. Hello, you got the money? No, I don't have the money yet. Get the money. Well, I'm trying. I just need a little more time. We'll call you in an hour. 10 minutes later. Hello, you got the money? No, not yet. Can you borrow it from someone? I did, and I think we know how that turned out. You guys take Visa? We are Visa. Oh, raise my limit and pay yourself. trust you. You're good for it. After a while, you don't even care. You get your roommates on speakerphone. Hello, you got the money? Well, I had it half hour ago. Where were you, man? I went to Vegas. You lost. It's all fun and games. You get that credit report in the mail, huh? That's a moment of reality right there. It's like, ooh, I suck.
That's what we've been telling you.
I didn't know it was that bad. Even if I had the money, there's no point in paying you now. I'm going bankrupt. I learned that in business school. They hate that.
Well, if you go bankrupt, we'll ruin your credit for 7 years.
Well, shoot, I've been talking to you for 5. Bring it on, sucker. I'm broke, but I'm scrappy. Finally got so mad at this one guy, I wrote him a check for nothing. Not very mature, but it felt great, you know? You can't fucking me.
We need a check. It doesn't matter how little.
0 and 0 100ths. There you go. Next month, I sent him a check for a penny just to see if they'd cash it. They did. It bounced. So. You guys are fun, man. Guess I could share with you. I was a bedwetter for many years as a kid. A lot of us were, right? By applause. Former bedwetters, where are you? Thanks for the backup. I appreciate it. See, we don't even admit it now as grown-ups. When you're a kid, nobody admits it. You think you're the only one. There's no support groups. You know, hey, stay dry, man. You too. Remember, no beverages after 6 p.m. Be strong. The solutions were horrible. My doctor recommended this device, I swear, called the pad and buzzer. Electricity and urine. Well, hook me up. I can't believe medical science backed this thing. It's like a moisture-sensing pad hooked up to this obnoxious buzzer. I slept right through it. My brother wet his bed. Talk about a lifetime of therapy. Well, I stopped wetting the bed. Now every time I hear a car alarm, I strip naked and do the river dance. What do I see about that, Doc? This other book actually said, make bedwetting fun. Make it a game to stop wetting the bed. Because, you know, apparently not waking up and piss wasn't enough incentive. Anybody who's ever wet the bed, you know, one dry day I was psyched, man. I ran out the hallway in my underwear. My sisters are jumping in. Who's that dry boy in the hall? High school, you know. Funny now. My friends didn't know they were always trying to set me up on dates and stuff. Ask her out, man. She wants to sleep with you. No, she doesn't. Trust me. Pretty sure that's a deal breaker right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Don Friesen, always a funny guy. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that was our Triad of comedy. 3 terrific headliners, Glen Super, Steve Smith, and Don Friesen. Man, that's a lot of laughs in just a short show. Hey, we hope you're enjoying the concept of this podcast. We have another great interview coming up next week and then some more great stand-up comedy. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Stand-Up Comedy, Your Host and MC. For information on the show, merchandise, and our sponsors, or to send comments to Scott, visit our website at www.standupyourhostandmc.com. Look for more episodes soon and enjoy the world of stand-up comedy. Visit a comedy showroom near you.